Hi again, everyone. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. This is a follow-up to when the narcissist won't grow up. The immature narc told my daughter he wanted a divorce while she was pushing out his second child last May. There was no food, no money, no help with the toddler or baby when I got there to help after the birth. Myself, my other grown children, his parents, his sibling, all had no choice but to figure a way to get her out of there, and we did. Okay, for those who aren't familiar with that video, Anonymous's daughter is married to this immature guy who refuses to grow up in the army, and I believe they're stationed out in Alaska. So that's where we are, I guess. She was giving birth to their second child, and he said he wanted a divorce. She and her two babies were flown back to her home state, and her belongings were driven across country for her, and it was all paid for by her family mostly, meaning Anonymous. This was thousands of dollars from not rich people. His family helped some too. Just to recap slightly, he had met a girl on the base and wanted to party. He decided he just wanted to be in his 20s and not be married. We tried to counsel him, but he was adamant to the point of walking around the house repeating like a parrot, I want a divorce, I want a divorce, I want a divorce. This is not an exaggeration. My daughter had to file for a divorce to get child support, but that was never paid, as he said it never would. He got himself in trouble with the military. He was caught talking about doing drugs on a phone text to another person being investigated. So he somehow changed the divorce agreement to start the child support months later by the time he was out of a job. The military kicked him out. Okay, I don't know exactly how to spell this all out. Let's see. First, the young man was in her home for the summer with her toddler and baby. She split her time between my house and her in-laws as they were in the next town over. The grandbabies had a great time. They weren't isolated like they had been on the military base in a hostile weather state. They had they had fun in the sun and lots of family around. Myself and his parents and her brother bought the children food and clothing for months. In September, the mom and babies moved to another state with her sister's family. They had a good-sized rental house and a stable environment for the long term. Visiting grandmas over the summer was not a permanent solution. Being with her sister, they could work out who would work and who would stay home with the kids, and they could help each other. Her sister had a husband who was working, but there being three small children between them and no child support, one of the moms had to get a job too. This is an ideal situation. The kids all get along and benefit from having playmates. The moms are each other's helper. They take turns babysitting and get out of the house. They planned a grand family Christmas holiday. Their brothers flew in from out of town. Then guess what? The narc gets kicked out of the military and shows up in their town. He says he has come to his senses. What is he thinking? He wanted his wife and kids after all. He just had commitment issues and felt the need to push everyone away. Blah, blah, blah. Right. This is another example. The narcissist will come crawling back when their world crumbles. Okay? When karma visits the narcissist will come crawling back to you. They were all stunned. He wasn't there because he dropped everything and came for he wasn't there because he dropped everything and came for them. He got kicked out of the military for drugs. The roommates he had didn't want him around. His chick on the side broke up with him because her family found out what he did and made her do it. His genius plan was to get his wife pregnant with baby number 2 so she would have to move back home with his mom. Then he could have his mistress and fun party time on the base good house. All the benefits and none of the responsibility. That all fell for him when she left. He had to move off base. He cheated his roommates out of money. His bridges were burned all over the place. Now he is at their house wanting to see his kids. Of course, my daughter let him see them. It had been 7 months. They were so distracted with having a life after their isolation that it wasn't too bad for them without their dad. but they did miss him. All the brothers wanted to take this guy out to the woodshed. We were all aghast. I was going to write an update email then, but it seemed too discouraging. Things are looking up. Things are looking up now, but first, let me tell you all the scary narc is back stuff. Okay, so he gets a job with no car. He had rented a car to drive into town. His family has relatives in this town as well. He stayed free in an empty apartment. My daughter began driving him to and from work for a couple months, loading babies in the car for an hour every morning, AM and PM. Her brother in law was so angry. Her sister was shocked. We all didn't know what to do. At Christmas, all the men gathered in the garage and discussed how they were going to gang up on him and chew him out and even beat him up. They talked for a while. My other daughter and I were praying for it to work out well all around and no strife. But what is right? The guys got it out of their system talking about it by the time he sheepishly showed up for Christmas dinner. They graciously hosted him and allowed him to share the day with them. Everyone treated him with respect. This worked out well in the long run. I have not said a negative word about this ex to my daughter. I knew she couldn't hear me. We all kept praying for the right thing to do because this was a terrible situation. Now she had her sister and husband helping her and her two children, which she then turns into helping the narc. Not good. They tried talking sense to her, but it was met with upset. She felt she had to give him a chance. He's their dad. He was under stress on the base, don't you understand? He was let go for a couple it was let go for a couple months. We told her she had narc traits too, and it was selfish to expect others to pay for your mess and become enablers of it happening all over again. They didn't cut her any slack, but they said her piece to her. They had to let it go. They had to let it go some, or it would be fighting, all the time. I was going to say before you said that, what is going on with your daughter that she would put up with something like this? Because that all reeks of low self-esteem and fear of rejection and thinking she can't do any better than this guy. So, look, this guy's going to go back to old tricks again. There's no doubt about that. The problem is beating him up is going to give him what he wants, make your family look violent, and then give him an in to go after the kids. My son-in-law decided it was time to limit. It was set a time limit for helping her because he couldn't be an enabler. Makes sense. The ex got a motorcycle license and was looking for a bike so the rides would stop. My daughter got a job interview with the same company her ex worked at. This sounded bad, but I think it will be good, and we had some good developments today. She got the job at the same company in a different department. It's family owned and successful. They are good people. I finally felt to tell my daughter on the phone that if this is really making progress and being a healthy relationship with her ex, then he should have apologized for screaming at me in the old state. He should be thanking everyone and apologizing. He is not. I am one of the few who will say a narc has a 1 in a billion chance to change, but they can because I have changed some narc ways myself. I see narc traits in my daughter and she admits them too. Our entire family is now aware because they can see their own dad for themselves. It's obvious. My daughter has genuinely apologized and genuinely been grateful, so I have hope for her, but her ex hasn't. She is stuck in an abused wife syndrome of feeling it was her fault no matter what anyone does. She's only 22. He is young too, but a couple years older. We say to her, okay, he could possibly change for argument's sake, but is he? Look at the situation now. She still couldn't see clearly. He needs my help. Look. She's already got 2 kids at 22. She should have never gotten married that young. Both of them are just too goddamn young to be married and too goddamn immature, and all of this proves it. The problem is they've made adult decisions and they're in adult situations right now. That's the problem. You're trying to talk sense to somebody who, even without the narc traits and the confidence issues of whatever was going on, okay, is still 22 years old and doesn't know shit about the world. Even with her ex in the military, he still don't know shit about shit. They're children. They're still children because they were making adult decisions way too young. Way too young. Look, you say you have narc traits yourself, you have in her. This issue, I really think, needs to be solved between the two of you because you are her mother, she is your daughter, okay? You are the closest link she has into solving her confidence issues. Whatever went on, and I'm not laying blame, I'm not, you saying that there's stuff that went on back, and I've read other stories of yours, and especially I believe your husband as well, okay? You are focusing on this guy because that's the problem in front of your face, but he isn't really your problem. The problem is whatever set her on the course of this thinking pattern to begin with. Because until she understands that, she's never going to see him for what she is, for what he is. She can't because she doesn't even understand why she thinks the way she does yet. Fighting him off at this point is only going to drive her closer to him, I think. So now she's working at this new job and her coworkers want her to go hang out on Friday night for a few hours. She wants to go. Her sister and her husband say, sure, go have fun, get out of the house. She's been isolated with me when I was sick with cancer and her dad abandoned us and all the other kids moved out. She was left with me and I was sick. She felt abandoned by everyone. This is why she fell for her ex in the first place. All right, so there it is. Anyway, there we were, very understanding of her, and said, go out. She invited her ex to come out with her, with the gang from work. He said, nah, he just didn't feel like it. He wanted her to go to the movies with him. She really wants to get out. She was telling her sister all about it. I want to go out. All we did was watch movies on base housing because there was nothing else to do there. This is a beach town and she wants to go socialize. Nothing wrong with that. These are good guys. These are good guys from her work. They trust she will be okay with them. She is seeing for herself how he is trying to isolate her. Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you here. Whether this is the problem. She's 22, and if she's going out with dudes from work, I'm not really gonna fault them on that one. I'm not. Understandably, all they did was watch movies, so he should want to go do other things. This is why they shouldn't be married. She's 22 now, locked into this guy for the rest of... No, she wants to go out with these other guys from work. And you can disagree with me on that all you want, but that's the reality of 22-year-olds. This has been a trying ordeal for all of us, but Ollie, my entire family is benefiting from what I have learned from you about narcissism. We call each other out on our BS if we have a narc trait. We truly apologize and make amends and say thank you genuinely. It takes some time, but being aware of the narc tactics helps so much. Now we all aren't fighting blindly. We know what we are up against. Wait, did I say my daughter wrote a letter? I am sorry, this is so much to explain. But I think it is needed to see the big picture. I finally wrote her a letter of 4 pages and explained that her new life with her ex was was their doing. It was their choice. No one forced her to leave him because she was rethinking after talking with him how it was all our fault and he would never have cheated if she didn't actually leave. He would have come around, but he even told her it was probably good they left because CPS would have taken the kids because of the drug thing and she would have been investigated too. I made my clear opinion once in writing. This is what he did. This is your part. This is your part deciding to marry him. You he forced you to have to leave. We all just helped. I made two plain statements in there. The whole thing is you and your ex made this life. He ruined it. Now you choose to go back and you're choosing to be his mommy and have to take care of everything for him his entire life. Do you really want to do that? Also, I played the for your daughters card because it is true. Do you want them to end up being treated like you when they are older? She doesn't see the connection because she thinks they don't know what happened. Well, I have a gem for you. Here is a text from Fuckboy himself to the sister after my daughter told him she was going out without him anyway. Sorry to be texting you so late, but I just really wanted to say thank you for everything you've done and being so very welcoming to me in your home when you really didn't have to be. Where you really didn't have to be. You and blank have been great, and I just can't go without saying thank you. I'm sorry I'm so distant and quiet. Used to not be like that. We all used to have a really great time. I don't have words for where my head is at in blank or why I felt the need to push everyone out, but I do know it was the wrong decision, and I can't say it enough how thankful I am for you and blank. And I know these are all very pretty words, but it does hit me hard thinking about how things used to be and how much fun we used to have back in blank so long ago, and just seeing how everything is now. It just really sucks, bottom line. Anyway, I've gone on long enough, and I just didn't want you to think I wasn't thankful. Just rather ashamed, and I tend to clam up when I know I've messed up. And I'm sorry. If there is anything you guys need, I will not hesitate to follow through with it. Thank you. He sent the text around 2 a.m. from an unknown number. My daughter took a while to even figure out who it was from. She knows it's from the ex of her sister now. She did not reply. We are all hoping the young mom will see how he is compared to normal people. Now she is out of their isolation bubble. I can analyze this text all day long. He never really says he is sorry. He is sorry for himself and how things are like it all just happened to him. My married daughter said way back when she would hang out with single daughter and ex would put her down, her husband who was her then fiance. Ex was angry if she didn't pay attention to him, and he flirted with everyone. Yeah, hanging out was fun, but he never treated her sister well. Even during the honeymoon phase, ex would ditch her for his friends and go to the movies without her because he couldn't wait till she got off work because they had kids way back when, 3 years ago. So this is him in the love bombing phase again. No, let's not do what you want. Let's do what I want. Then when his baby mama says, no, I want to go out, he tries to engage her sister as a flying monkey. Wow, how brazen. Well, I hope this is not too confusing. It was hard to tell the story and not use names. Also in the letter, I said maybe you and your ex can learn to co-parent in a healthy way, but not get back together. Hopefully this will turn out well. We are all armed with knowledge of narcissism from you. It is helping make a difference in our lives, all of us. Thank you, Ollie. My love to Charlene and you, Anonymous. To be fair, P.S. To be fair, the ex started paying for the gas for the rides, the car payment, and the phones. He has started giving a couple $100 here or there for food for his little girls. The car is older and the loan is high. He had rolled his debts all together into a car payment. Hopefully he will keep helping with food and pay the car note. Hopefully my daughter will be exposed to normal people and see the narc for who he is. Thank you again. Okay. Look, he came crawling back when karma caught up to him. Bottom line, they're 22 years old. They're 22 years old and now they're stuck because they got 2 kids. They are currently divorced right now. So I would guide your daughter, because she is going to be connected to him for the next 18 to however many years. So there's just no making this guy go away completely. That never happens. I don't think that's what you're seeking. You have to look at this as this is a 22-year-old. 22 now with 2 kids and divorced. Okay? But right now she wants to do what 22-year-olds do, go out, see the world, date, okay, especially after living on an army base in her teens as a married woman. I mean, so there's a lot going on here with the 2 of them. His narcissism aside, yes, he's trying to set up your other daughter as a flying monkey. Yes, all of that. Yes. But like I told you, you touched on it after I said it, where you have to get into why your daughter thinks like this to begin with. And that could get ugly and messy based on your thing. Because this is something, she didn't pick this up when she met him. This was something in her thinking with abandonment issues, using him, being a caretaker to him, like you said she was a caretaker to you. That rabbit hole goes a lot deeper. The key to this relationship is at the bottom of your own rabbit hole. And I think you know that already. So thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, or you'd like to set up a private Skype chat, phone call, or have a private video made, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. I'll have the video right back to you. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't, and to click the bell on the subscriptions to be notified of all my videos. Thanks again for watching. See you all again soon. Bye.